Hello YouTubers and welcome to the Budget Stacker. Today I think I need to start the Precious Metal Stackers Anonymous Club, and I'm probably not the first member, but if I'm organizing it, I guess it is. But I've had a rough month so far as controlling my purchases, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. You can kind of compare it to yourself. Maybe I'm the only one that's suffering from this, but I got a feeling not. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that today. So if you're interested, stay tuned, because here we go. What's the definition of addiction?
Addiction is used as a noun to mean the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, similarly to dependency and dependence.
Well, that's kind of why I'm kind of thinking, even though, there's many positive attributes to stacking, I need to be a little careful because I may be overdoing it a little bit. I did a recent video a little while back about receipt keeping, and as I went through my receipts, particularly for the month of May, I realized I was almost 4 times over my budget for my purchases of silver and gold. For the budget stacker, that's pretty bad. And in my defense, there were a couple of things going on in this particular period. I got a payout from some vacation time that had accrued, and thankfully was able to have a company payment for a bonus amount. So extra money was coming in. Wasn't spending the mortgage money or anything like that. So not to that level of addiction. But when you do spend more than you want, that is a problem, particularly if you're trying to stay on a budget. So had to really kind of examine myself. Now, the month before that, prices were nuts. Maybe like a month and a half before that. And I actually didn't buy any for an entire month. I didn't buy any precious metals. I did buy some emergency food supplies, and I found a good deal on that, and that still kind of spent that budget money. But for some reason, the month of May, I just went overboard. So I don't know if probably other people are better at that. But I did have that little extra money, and I just went a little hog wild. So yeah, I'm having to kind of rein things in a little bit and kind of make sure that I'm keeping my purchases a little more sensible. I do have a car payment that's about to be completely paid off, and that'll add a little extra money to the budget. The one good thing I'll say, and this is not to make fun, of other kinds of addictions. Obviously, those can be tragic in people's lives, and they can truly ruin people's lives. So, this is not meant to be kind of ridiculing that. But, as described, as you heard Google mention, it is somewhat addictive when you get into this hobby of collecting precious metals. Coins, bars, you name it. It does have an addictive quality to it that we have to kind of admit, and we have to kind of rein in sometimes. At least in my case, maybe in your case you have oodles of cash and overspending on your budget. It's not a big deal. God bless you for that. That's great if you have the means. And as I said, I wasn't spending the rent money or anything like that, but I do have to maintain my budget and stay within what I've already planned for that. So definitely going to make sure that I do better on that in the future. And one thing to kind of mention, of course, for this kind of addiction is probably one of the more positive types of addiction. Because what am I left with? I'm left with lots of precious metals, and these I can take to local coin shop if I had that many, which I don't, or sell to bullion dealers, and they will happily give me fiat currency should I need it. Kind of thinking of this as more of like little money to spend here and there when I retire. Of course, emergency financial insurance if the stuff does hit the fan. So this kind of addiction, it's not like something you consume that goes away and you have no value. At least with this kind of addiction, you do have that stored value left behind. So yeah, I do have to rein myself in a bit though, and make sure that I'm not going overboard. Got to stick to my budget, and I'm going to try and do better in the future. I think just that just kind of losing track essentially of what I've ordered got me. I knew I was going a little over control, but honestly, when I saw how much I had overspent, I was kind of shocked. So I won't do that again. I will rein it in a little bit, maybe a few less unboxing videos for me in the future. But what are your thoughts? Do you feel like you have an addiction too? Is obviously a healthier addiction than other things where the substance is gone and it kind of destroys your life. But you got to be careful too, because if you're spending too much money on precious metals, you're not spending it elsewhere where you need to, or it's good to save in other ways. I don't think I don't want to save only in precious metals. I do have a little bit emergency fiat currency just for things that do come up. You got to have something just in case, and I make sure I have that. But yeah, it's good idea to diversify your investments always, I think. 401k, still trying to contribute a lot to that. But at least this is an addiction where I'm left with some great precious metal value, so it doesn't go poof, but I do have to rein it in. So that's my confession. Do you guys have confessions too? It is a hobby, and obviously, we do appreciate precious metals, and it's a positive hobby because you're just saving in the precious metal. Again, just don't suggest everybody put everything in that, but I gotta live up to my name, and I gotta budget better. So I am going to be better in the future. So that is my promise to myself. Anyway, let me know in the comments about how you feel about your own potential addiction, or if you're not addicted, if you got it under control, you only spend a certain amount. I want to hear essentially how you make sure you do that. And I'm trying to be better. And like I said, I just kind of lost track of things this last month. So this last May. So I'm going to make sure I don't do that again. So hopefully you enjoyed the video and my true confession, and hope everything's going well for you. I appreciate you watching. We always would appreciate a thumbs up if you do appreciate the video, if you appreciate my embarrassing confession. I hope you're having a great day, evening, dusk, whatever it happens to be, and I just wish you a great evening and day or whatever it is. God bless and take care.